What's going on, guys? This is Damien from The Lookout, and I am here with the world champion Philip Tarpini, who just took regionals in Europe undefeated with Golden Frieza. Say hi, Philip.
Hi to everyone. I mean, you can't beat the world champions, so of course I won the regional. Everyone is counting on me.
True. His games were amazing, guys. They're so good to see. We're gonna go over his deck today. So, you took Golden Frieza to this event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I choose Golden Freezer, especially because I really enjoy to play yellow decks. And I know that Sin Sharon is for sure, 100% the best deck of the format, but I played him in a lot of events. I played him in the National Italian. I played him in the European, so I was sick of Sin Sharon. I'm not going to play Sin Sharon again. So I picked, for me, the best yellow deck right now in this format.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that, man. Like I said, I've been saying forever, Golden Frieza is the best. The ability to untap 2 is so insane right now, because you can do so much with 2 yellow energy. It's crazy. It's very strong. So, let's go through the deck. First we have the Unison package with the Gohans.
The Unison package. I mean, I play 4 and 4. You can play 3 of the big Gohan, but in this type of deck, having 4 copy of the big Gohan, it means that you can sometimes charge one and don't worry about the others, because you know that you have another free copy in your deck. But the Unison package is just so broken, because if you're able to protect the little Gohan, you have just a free untap 2 every turn, because you just +1, take a little Winnies from the drop area in the battle area, and then you pop it and untap 2 energy. So this package is super good for this deck.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can get so much of these untaps. You can get a lot of markers. It's easily empowering the other one. It's crazy. Then we have the 1-drops, the small ones.
Yeah, I play, of course, the 8 copy of the 1-drops that just draw a card, because why not? Drawing card is super good. And only 1 copy of the Self-Awaken, because I was a bit cocky. I was confident that it will be every time in my deck. And gladly, it was every match in my deck. I never missed the Frieza Call. So you can play it for sure in 2 copy, but I think 1 it's good. And I play also for Roshi, because I don't want to get stalled. If this deck doesn't get to Awaken, I'm not saying it's garbage, but it's very weak. So you have to play at least 3 copy of Roshi. For me, 4 copies a must-have.
Yeah, absolutely agreed, because if you're playing against a slower deck and they know how to play, they'll just not attack you, and then you're stuck.
And that's not only the fact. I mean, if you play against Sin Sharon, Sin Sharon sometimes attacks you, but I think that's the wrong strategy. He can just play the Nova, and every turn draw with that Nova, because Sin Sharon -15 on Nova and draw 1 card. And he can just build the board, negate your plays, and then go for the game. You don't have to attack with leader. Attacking with leader against Golden Frieza is a big mistake.
Definitely. So after that, we are moving into 4 copies of the Super Combo, which is the standard one.
Not the standard choice, because everyone right now is playing the free copy of Super Combo and the SCR Super Combo, which is super good. I mean, one of the best SCR in the game. But in this particular deck, which can untap 2 energy every time, I think that my SCR of choice was way better. In fact, in 8 games I played, I dropped it 8 times.
Oh, nice. We have 4 copies of Robotic Riposte.
Standard robotic. I mean, it's super good counter attack. It's a flute gate, and it's also a Frieza army, so you can just negate, and the turn after, if he survives, you can pop it and untap 2 of your energy.
Yeah.
Too good to not to play him for a copy.
Too good. Oh, now it's 1 copy of Swift Retaliation Cooler.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say most of the time I sided out the Cooler because I think this deck wins by outvalue your opponent, so you don't need to get the counter with a big swing to close the game. So Cooler is of course a broken card. Everyone knows it. It's good. But in my strategy, in my build, it was not so... I never use it, actually. 8 game, I never dropped the Cooler.
Interesting. Very interesting. Because, a lot of yellow decks go with Cooler, but what you've been saying, in this deck, you just outvalue instead of going for big
Exactly.
swing. Yeah.
Cooler is super broken if you have the super combo SCR, which I don't have. But in this version, I'm not saying it's not good, because it's for sure good, but not a must-have. You can replace it if you want.
Then we have 1 copy of Steadfast Assistance.
Yeah, I was playing 2 copies of Steadfast at the start of my list, but I wanted to keep 54 card, and I want the 3rd Vegito counterplay, so I was thinking, okay, I can just go with 1 Steadfast. It's a super good card. Of course, you can play it in 2 copies against black decks like Camber. It's super strong, but I didn't have space. That's it. That's why I played only 1 copy of this card.
Nice. And then it's the big... Oh, I love this card so much. The big Sin Shenron, the 4-drop.
I don't know what Bandai was thinking when they write this card, because it's just super broken. If you are able to play this card against the Sin Shenron matchup and he doesn't run the Kaioken, the game is basically over, because they can handle it. They can deal with it in any ways, and you can just negate everything you want, even the Vegeta SCR, which is a huge factor in that matchup.
Yeah, this one is extremely broken. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the SSB Goku Z Battle card that they made, the one that costs 3, and they wanted to do this like skill negation, but it was always like too expensive. So it's like, okay, let's do something similar, and now they made Sin, and Sin is just broken.
It's just broken, because not only he's a counterplay, and his effect is too good, he has deflect, barrier, blocker, everything basically. He also draws a card. Why not?
It's a stupid good card. Oh man. Then we have 2 copies of Divine Transformation.
MVP of the deck. Divine Transformation is a must-have in 2 copy. I know that against red decks, it's not that good, but against everything else, black, green, I'm saying green, but green right now it's not in a good spot. Blue, even in yellow mirror match, this card is a monster of a card. Super hard to deal with it.
And then we have the new one, the SS Vegito counterplay.
Another balanced card for yellow. Yellow for sure need this kind of card, because he is a weak color.
Yes.
So I think they need to print more
of these
broken cards. I mean, I don't know. It's another riposte. And he even touched the Unison, which riposte didn't. He's a counterplay, and he has a second skill, which says that if you control a yellow Z battle card, or you are a Z leader, I think, I'm not sure, your leader gains the permanent that negates every strike skill. So, okay. Wow. I can basically stall for 10 turns now with yellow. I don't need it to ramp. It's super good.
Yeah. Like you said, it's with these new cards, it's good to see Bandai helping struggling colors, like...
Yeah. I hope the next ban list will be banned, what we need to ban? Some green cards, I think.
Dormant Potential and Charismatic
Dormant
Villain.
Potential, yeah. Maybe Frieza counterplay need to get banned. I don't know, something like that.
Fated Rivals. They make decks too sane because of Fated Rivals. You ban them.
Yeah, you're right.
Then we have 2 copies of Secret ID.
Finally, Secret ID is back.
Yeah, so
this, good. This Overrealm is super good. It's not broken, and the only reason they banned it, I think it was for the Towa token deck.
Yeah.
They thought that this card against Towa was just too good, but they realized that Towa is garbage.
Yeah.
So just bring back the Secret AD, which is a super good Overrealm. Not the best, of course, because you can play the Vegeta, the new Vegeta Overrealm, the Dark Broly, all they are good, but I think Masked in this deck, it's strong. You can basically warp the board of Sin Sharon, like the 4 cost and the 2 cost, and it's a huge play.
Yeah, it's such a good card to have back. Maybe fighting against Fate next. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Then we have the big SCR, the newest Golden Cooler.
Man, this SCR is just so good. It's just so broken. I mean, even if they stop him, and with stopping, I mean he can't attack or they violent ray, the fact that your opponent goes to 5 cards in hand or less if they are going to try to stop it, it's so good. If they negate his entrance, okay, it's a problem. Yeah. But if he hits the field, it's basically game over, because you are now with 10, 12 cards in hand, you can untap 2, and your opponent is with 2. And if they don't stop his attacks, oh man, this man win the game by himself. Every time I drop the cooler says, "Hey Philip, I'm here to save the day," and just win it by himself.
Yeah, this card is wow. It's
busted.
It's busted. Here's something limited to 1. Oh, that's called Bloodlust. Yes, another balanced card.
Yeah, for sure. Another balanced card. I mean, it's called Bloodlust. You play in 1 copies. Sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't. But of course, you're gonna play it. It's basically an SCR, so why not?
Yeah.
Same things goes for the Power of a Super Saiyan. It's good. He's an SCR. I mean, Yellow has a lot of SCR now that I'm thinking. Super good card you play in 1 copy because it's good. It draws, it's tap, everything you need.
Amazing cards. Can't believe that these were once like 4 of.
Yeah. Wow. 4 of Power of Super Saiyan. It's one of the biggest mistake Bandai has ever made, I think.
Yeah. Insane. 2 copies of Time Magic.
Yeah, I was thinking about 3 copies, but it's the same. I said before, I want to 54 card deck because I need to draw my pieces, so I just went with 2 copies of Time Magic. General Negate, really good against blue because they have a lot of dual attack like Beerus or the Piccolo that brings the pan. It's a good card, and you can take a life if you have Sparking 5.
It's quite a good card, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good general negate.
Then we have Black Kamehameha. There are 2 copies.
Yeah, Black Kamehameha, it's a good card against the aggro matchup. If they build a white board, a huge board, you just Black Kamehameha. So you basically stop 3 attacks with 1 card. And of course you draw because yellow needs to draw. Every card basically draws. It's super good. I mean, for 1 energy, stopping 3 attacks because you defend the first and tap 2 guys, it's very, very, very good card. I mean, I like it a lot, so I played.
And finally, we move into the last 2 copies of Release from Evil.
Release from Evil is another busted card. Many times your opponent doesn't even expect the release because you're tapped out. They think, I'm going to go for game. Or I'm gonna drop a big bomb and swing, and you just, okay, Release from Evil, and they, fuck, that card exists.
Yeah, it's such an incredible card, incredible. And the last card in the deck, 4 copies of Frieza Skull. Because what else can it be? You must run 4 copies of
Yeah,
Frieza
you
Skull.
must run for physical. It brings from your deck the little weenies, and it's an extra card for all of your Mecha Freezer or the Steadfast. So
Yeah.
of course you're gonna run it. It's basically you have 12 copies of the one cost.
Yeah. It helps a lot. It really helps a lot. It's insane. Now we're moving to the Z deck, which is 1 copy of Oolong.
Yeah, only one. I mean, in yesterday in the tournament, I've never dropped Oolong, but of course you're gonna play at least one. It's a good card to have. You can copy the SCR, you can copy an opponent battle card and go for a huge swing for just 1 mana, so super good card.
Then 2 copies of Surmounting the Impossible.
Yeah, I like to self-awaken. As I said, this deck need to get to 4 life. I play 2 copy just because maybe the first one get counterplayed. I mean, every red decks run Shu. If they don't, they are very brave. Shu is a must-have in the side deck. And if you get Shu or just some counterplay in the first one, you drop the second and you go to 5 or life to 4 and then awaken and do your stuff.
Then we have 2 copies of SSB Sangoku Evolved Defender.
Another good, very, very good card. Is a defensive tool, is an offensive tool. It stalls the game. I like it a lot. I was thinking to play in only 1 copy, but then I said, nah, I'm gonna play in 2. Freezer is a deck that like to go high on energy, so if you have 2 copy of this in the grinder matchup, it's good.
Yeah, it's a bit expensive, but yeah, Frieza is one of those decks that can, because he can withstand energy, you can actually afford to do this.
The expensive play in this deck just costs 2 energy less, so I think it's a very good card in this deck.
And lastly, 2 copies of SS3 Vegeta.
Yeah, thank you Bandai for giving yellow a way to deal with the barrier guys, because we need it.
Yeah, definitely.
What I'm gonna say, I mean, it's a 20k, it's dual attack, it gets rid of a barrier card, and if the card was in rest mode, it gains critical. Okay, keep going. It's broken. I mean, it's a broken card. I dropped it like basically every game.
And in Frieza, it's basically just 1 energy, so it's
super good. Yeah, super good.
Finally, we have the side deck. This is these are 2 copies of Vegeta Unison of Fury.
Yeah, Fury is a good generic card. I mean, it was here only for the Gogeta matchup and maybe some Black Kai, which I didn't encounter. But it's a good card. I mean, you can drop it on turn 3, make the +1, so next turn your opponent can't Gogeta you.
Yeah, it's Yellow's way of dealing with Gogeta.
Exactly.
Then we have 3 copies of Godly Destruction Whis.
Yeah, I was very afraid of the mirror match, because mirror match is a grindy matchup, and when you have 35 minutes to play, you need to have very fast answer, because you have to win. You have to win fast. You have to make your play as fast as possible. Otherwise, you're going in time and maybe lost because you have 1 less life or 1 less battle card on the board. So Godly Destruction Whis is a very good card in mirror match. I mean, it's broken if they don't have the answer. And I encountered 1 Soul Striker yesterday, and I was, fine, I have the Whis. Good.
Nice. 3 copies of Black Smoke. This is in every sideboard. Black Smoke is insane.
Black Smoke is Black Smoke. It's good against everyone, basically. You sided maybe 2 copy, free when you go against Gogeta or Gamma.
And then we have, for those turning the tides, 1 Jiren, Survival of the Fittest.
You sided in every time you go against a blue deck that can play turning, but even if your opponent can't play turning, for example, like the Android 21 from the starter deck, you sided in because you are afraid of the Goku Z battle cards that makes your hand from 16 cards to 10. This is a huge answer to that card.
Then we have 3 copies of Gohan and Videl Power Couple. Is
Yeah.
this to help Encumber to deal with Fu?
It's good against Camber.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very good if you draw in the early turn. He wins the game by himself. Of course, I sided in 3 copy against Camber. I didn't draw it.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. But I sided this card every game blind because you need to side this card. For example, your opponent plays a mirror match and he drops the whiz on you. What you're gonna do?
Yeah. You
need to have
this.
I sided in every game blindly. Of course, no one played the little Winnies for 1 mana that hates the Golden Frieza.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to side it in a best of 1 format. You can just lose from a 1 cost mana card.
And finally, 3 copies of Tyrannical Blow.
Yeah, Tyrannical Blow is just good in mirror match for negating not the guys that draws, but the Self-Awaken. You need to get rid of the Self-Awaken, and it's just a good generic counterplay against Gamma, against every Flute Gate, basically.
Crazy good card.
So, yeah, it's good.
So, yeah, guys, that is Philip's deck. He went 8-0, undefeated with Golden Frieza. Incredible. Congratulations, man.
Thank you very much.
Do you have any shoutouts?
Yeah, of course. Shout out to all the event organizer. Shout out to all of my opponent. I'm glad I played with Mikkel when I was 6-0, I think. He's a huge friend of mine. I hope I can get to make the Zenkai Showdown 2. It depends on my work, but I hope I can get there. And of course, shout out to all my teammates. They helped me a lot. They helped me with testing, with the deck list. If it wasn't for my teammates, for sure I won't have won the Worlds. So thank you to all my teammates.
And thank you for doing this deck profile with us and being once again here on the lookout. Guys, this has been Damian, this has been Philip Tarpini, your world champion, and I'll see all of you in the next video.